The Congress Party's Punjab Affairs in charge, Harish Rawat, has met Captain Amarinder Singh, the Chief Minister of the state of Punjab. And Congress leader has said, I quote here, Punjab Chief Minister Captain Amarinder Singh reiterated that any decision that will be taken by the Congress President will be honoured by him, that is honoured by the Captain, unquote. And we now also have Navjot Sehgal for all the latest on that. But first, listen in to what Harish Rawat had said after he met Captain. And remember, already 2 days ago, Navjot Singh Sidhu had met both Harish Rawat and Sonia Gandhi.
कैप्टन अमरिंदर सिंह जी ने जो पहले एक महान बयान दिया था जिसमें उन्होंने कहा था whatever decision will be taken by the Congress President, by the CP, that will be honoured by me. I will abide by that. So he reiterated that statement today also.
Navjot Sehgal is reporting from Chandigarh on the same. Navjot, first, do you think it will be that easy really for this truce formula to be worked out? Because while Captain is willing to agree to all decisions, he has also made it very clear about what he will not be happy about. Navjot, we'll just try and connect that audio line back with you. So, Navjot Sehgal has been tracking all the latest in Chandigarh. Remember, the Captain had also organised a lunch diplomacy. Meanwhile, Sidhu also trying to get supporters toward his specific areas. But as of now, it appears that Harish Rawat trying to beat both netas and reaching a peace formula soon. It's definitely a big power play in Punjab. Neither the Captain, Amarinder Singh, nor Navjot Singh Sidhu are ready to blink anytime soon or that easily. There's a peace formula now that the Congress Party has decided to put forth. It will likely have an elevation for Navjot Singh Sidhu to the key position within the party's Punjab unit. However, there's also a chance that Captain Amarinder Singh would not want that. And that is why the showdown is escalating. Take a look at this special report of what's been happening in Punjab.
A festering feud and a truce that still looks a distant possibility. To quell the simmering crisis, the Congress top brass once again reached out to its disgruntled neta Navjot Singh Sidhu. He was summoned by Congress President Sonia Gandhi herself to 10 Janpath in Delhi.
Sir, क्या आज आपकी मीटिंग है? Sir, Sidhu sir.
60 minutes. That's how long the meeting lasted. The details of the meet were kept a guarded secret. Sources in the party say Sidhu may be given a key responsibility in Punjab, but the party is unwilling to commit as of now.
बिल्कुल कौन कहता है? आप कृपा करके मेरे बयान को बहुत केयरफुली पढ़िए जो मैंने कहा है और शब्दों को समझिए. जब तक कांग्रेस प्रेसिडेंट बात को क्लियर नहीं करती है तब तक मुझे भी जानकारी इस बात की नहीं हो सकती है कि इनफैक्ट उनका लास्ट डिसीजन क्या होने जा.
Sidhu was summoned to Delhi following meetings by rival camps in Punjab. India Today has learnt Captain Amarinder Singh was upset over Sidhu's huddle with 5 ministers and 10 MLAs in Chandigarh on Thursday. As per sources, the Captain complained to Congress's Punjab in charge Harish Rawat and party chief Sonia Gandhi. Sources say Amarinder alleged Sidhu was plotting to instigate a mass resignation by his supporting MPs and MLAs. The Captain has also expressed his disapproval of Sidhu's possible elevation within the party on grounds of seniority.
अभी किसी ने कोई ऐसी नाराज़गी कम्युनिकेट नहीं की है और यदि कहीं कुछ चीज़ों को लेकर के गलतफहमी होगी, कोई बात होगी, कहीं कम्युनिकेशन गैप दिखाई देगा तो मैं हूं ना उस काम के लिए. हम उस कम्युनिकेशन गैप को पाटने की कोशिश करेंगे.
Amarinder, when he met Sonia Gandhi last week, had given his word that he will abide by the High Command's decision.
जो फैसला कांग्रेस प्रेसिडेंट करेंगे as far as Punjab party is concerned or whatever other political activity, we are all geared up to take full action on जो भी वो चाहेंगे.
Punjab state unit leaders are hopeful that party leadership will be able to resolve the crisis before it does any irreparable damage ahead of the elections next year.
कांग्रेस में विवाद है ही नहीं है यार, किसने कहा है विवाद? ऐसी कोई बात नहीं है, ये परिवार का मसला है और दिल्ली भी हमारा परिवार है, यहाँ भी हमारा परिवार है, हम लोग बैठ के इसको ठीक कर लेंगे, कोई दिक्कत नहीं।
कि हमारे परिवार का मसला है और जो हाई कमांड फैसला करेगी सबको मंजूर होगा।
For now, all eyes are on 10 Janpath. The battle of Sardars will be decided in Delhi.
सर सिद्धू सर
With inputs from Satyendra Chauhan and Manjeet Sehgal in Chandigarh and Anand Patel in Delhi, Bureau Report, India Today.
And Manjeet Sehgal for all the latest now from Chandigarh. Manjeet, because you've been tracking both the netas now for a while, when Harish Rawat decides to go all the way to Chandigarh to meet the captain, has met Navjot Singh Sidhu, how should this be seen? Does this mean truce formula is on the cards, or this is really a rift that's not going to have an end very soon?
Well, Pooja, the truce formula is on the card, but it has failed even before it is formally announced. Remember, Harish Rawat just came after meeting Chief Minister Captain Amarinder Singh. He said that Captain Amarinder Singh has reiterated his earlier stand that whatever will be the decision of the party high command, that will be acceptable to him. But on the other, Captain Amarinder Singh has also conveyed to the party high command through Harish Rawat that Navjot Singh Sidhu is being imposed on Punjab Congress. Nobody is with him. That is what Captain Amarinder Singh is saying. Captain Amarinder Singh has also raised the issue of caste and community equations within the party organization. Remember, Hindus form 38% of the electorate in Punjab. Dalits form 32%. But Navjot Singh Sidhu is a Jat leader. Chief Minister is also Jat. Punjab Youth Congress Chief is also Jat. Sunil Jakhar, the acting Punjab Congress Chief, is also Jat. So Hindu leaders are raising these questions that if all posts are to be given to the Jats, then other communities will be against the Congress party. This is what Captain Amarinder Singh has told the party high command through Harish Rawat, and in his letter which he has sent through his OSD yesterday. So this is Captain stand. Meanwhile, Navjot Singh Sidhu is also meeting a number of leaders. He first went to meet acting Punjab Congress Committee President Sunil Jakhar. He stayed with him for at least 15 minutes, then went to Jail Minister Sukhjinder Ranjava's residence. He met Lal Singh. He also met Health Minister Balbir Sidhu. So Navjot Singh Sidhu is meeting a number of leaders.
Yes.
On the other is
Manjeet, what you're telling us is also very interesting because it appears this is not just about Navjot Singh Sidhu and Captain Amarinder Singh. This is also about caste and community dynamics and a lot of other individuals who are being considered as well. Therefore, Manjeet, please stay on with me. For the benefit of our viewers, let us understand what are the strengths and weaknesses of both Sidhu and Captain, and therefore why it is taking so much time to decide. Now, Captain is a political veteran, almost 80 years old, have been the Chief Minister of Punjab for a while. Navjot Singh Sidhu, popular television face, known among the masses. Captain has a grip on the Punjab Congress, while Navjot Singh Sidhu is a crowd puller at rallies, and that is needed during elections which are upcoming in Punjab. Captain, even descendants do prefer his leadership because of political expertise, while Sidhu enjoys confidence of Rahul and Priyanka, and that matters as well. These are the strengths. What are the drawbacks both for Captain and Navjot Singh Sidhu? Authoritarian leadership. That is why dissenters are coming forth and stating that they do not mind the change. However, Sidhu is inconsistent, unpredictable. There were reports of him jumping the ship as well to Aam Aadmi Party. Captain, inaccessible, while Sidhu is considered overrated by local leaders, especially if at all he has performed in his own constituency of Amritsar East. Captain often speaks against Congress line, that is from what Delhi may want him to do in Punjab, but Navjot Singh Sidhu speaks against his own party, his own government, and has done that often now on social media and otherwise as well. So both have their strengths and weaknesses, and the Congress High Command will have to look, with elections coming in, to unitedly take on other parties to ensure the Congress, if and can, return to power. Remember, Punjab, one of the few states still ruled by the Congress party. Manjeet Sehgal, because has been tracking both these netas. Manjeet, this should have been a strategy to take on Akalis or the BJP, or to ensure that the Congress remains in power. What sort of message could this be going to the cadre? Do you think they would be waiting very eagerly for a resolution soon, because then the party needs to move forward?
Yes, Pooja, a wrong message is being sent to the party cadre and the grassroots workers, because the infighting is definitely going to benefit other parties. Though the party high command at its own level is trying to diffuse the situation, trying to placate Navjot Singh Sidhu, but on the other, Captain Amarinder Singh camp is opposed to Navjot Singh Sidhu's elevation as Punjab Congress Committee chief. So Sidhu supporters also include the ministers who are likely to lose their cabinet berths, as the cabinet expansion in Punjab is on the cards. And on the other, the MLAs who are continuously meeting Chief Minister Captain Amarinder Singh are seeking cabinet berths. So party high command at its level is trying to diffuse the situation. On the other, Captain Amarinder Singh is adamant, and he's not able to accept Navjot Singh Sidhu as the Punjab Pradesh Congress Committee chief. So the efforts being made by party high command.
Of course, the question will now be, Manjeet, if it's just a matter of a few days, because the cadre, the workers are also watching, and they would want a confirmation coming in from the party high command as well. Manjeet Sehgal, thank you so much for all the latest. Now remember, this is not just a recent feud that has come up between Navjot Singh Sidhu and Captain Amarinder Singh. Taking you back now, 2017, the same year when the Congress came to power in Punjab, and Navjot Singh Sidhu was even made a cabinet minister. It appears that at that point Sidhu used that closeness to elevate his association with the Gandhi family and tried to bargain more power within the Punjab government. But an open in the air controversy came when, remember, Sidhu went to Pakistan, in many ways embarrassed his own chief minister, a former army officer, by hugging the then Pakistan army chief, something that the captain had publicly disregarded. That led to a full-blown public war of words and has continued since then. Take a look.
Captain Amarinder Singh and Navjot Singh Sidhu have been at daggers drawn since 2017. It is said that Captain Amarinder Singh was not happy with the way the BJP leader Navjot Singh Sidhu was inducted in the Congress party just before the assembly elections in 2017. Despite the opposition from senior Congress legislators, Captain Amarinder Singh, under pressure from the Congress High Command, gave a cabinet berth to Sidhu. But cracks emerged when Sidhu tried to bargain for Deputy Chief Minister's post along with home portfolio by using his closeness to the Gandhi siblings. Captain refused to budge. The rift became public after Sidhu went to Pakistan against the wishes of his captain in 2018. Sidhu's hug for then Pakistani Army Chief General Bajwa had Amarinder Singh fuming.
How can it be that every day somebody is being shot, and whether the man who pulled the trigger is to blame or the man who gives the order, which is the chief, and the chief is Mr. General Bajwa, and to say that I don't know General Bajwa, but yahan likha hota hai unke tunic ke upar, that's wrong. And I think that was wrong for him to have shown the affection he did for the Pakistani Army Chief.
3 months later, Captain Amarinder Singh opposed Sidhu's second visit to Pakistan.
I told him, I said, you know, I have taken this stand, and this is what is in the larger interest of my state, and I think you should also reconsider your position. He said, I've already accepted the invitation. I said, well, then you can always tell them that now my Chief Minister has taken this stand, so I wish to, I will not be coming. But he's decided to go.
It was then that Sidhu declared that Amarinder Singh was not his captain.
अरे मेरे कैप्टन राहुल गांधी हैं, उन्होंने तो भेजा है हर जगह. क्या बात कर रहे हो यार? कौन से कैप्टन की बात कर रहे हो यार? हाँ, ओ कैप्टन अमरिंदर सिंह जी की, वो तो आर्मी के कैप्टन है भाई. मेरा कैप्टन राहुल गांधी साहब है.
At the backdrop of the sacrilege case, Sidhu opened a new front against the captain. It was the first time that the cricketer turned politician publicly accused the Punjab Chief Minister of being hand in glove with the Akalis. It is said that Sidhu was divested of his portfolio after he challenged captain's authority.
ਜਿੱਥੇ 25 ਪੈਸੇ ਪੈਣੇ ਸੀ ਸਿੱਧੂ ਨੇ 25 ਪੈਸੇ ਪਾਏ, ਜਿੱਥੇ 30 ਪੈਸੇ ਪਾਣੇ ਸੀ ਉੱਥੇ 30 ਪਾਏ, ਵਰਲਡ ਬੈਂਕ ਤੋਂ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਇੱਕ ਇੱਕ ਚੀਜ਼ ਨਾਲ ਲਿਆ ਕੇ ਖੜੀ ਕੀਤੀ। ਲੇਕਿਨ ਮੈਂ ਤਾਂ ਕਦੇ ਕਿਸੇ ਤੇ ਉਂਗਲ ਚੁੱਕੀ ਨਹੀਂ, ਨਾ ਮੈਂ ਕਦੇ ਸ਼ਿਕਾਇਤ ਕੀਤੀ, ਨਾ ਹੀ ਮੇਰੀ ਫਿਤਰਤ ਹੈ। ਚਲੋ ਜੇ ਕੋਈ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਇਹ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਹੈ ਇਹ ਜੀ ਗੱਲ ਹੈ ਤੇ ਉਹ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਮਰਜ਼ੀ ਹੈ, ਮਹਾਬਦੌਲਤ ਨਹੀਂ।
There has to be some discipline in the organization, and in this discipline, I have decided after seeing the performance of our ministers, I've shifted them around. Where I thought somebody is good in a particular job, I've given him that job. And here I thought power is an important thing for Punjab, one of our most important things. And I gave it to Sidhu, but he didn't want it. So I said, no, once a decision has been taken, you can't say I will take this and I will not take that. I mean, it's like some general saying, I'm not going to get posted to Ladakh, send me to Manipur.
Captain Amarinder Singh has not said a word about Navjot Singh Sidhu's recent outbursts against him. But he is believed to have told the Congress High Command that Sidhu had crossed all limits this time. The face-off has now reached a point of no return. With Manjeet Sehgal and Kamaljit Sandhu, Bureau Report, India Today.
So what could now be a possible concern for the Gandhis with regard to both Captain Amarinder Singh and Navjot Singh Sidhu? Let's now take a look. Remember, the rift is already wide out in the open. Sidhu could quit Congress if the issue is mishandled, and that just ahead of elections. Number two, annoyed Captain Amarinder Singh could be further irked as well. He has political experience. He's a chief minister. Would the Congress want to ruffle his feathers? 3. Misstep could deepen the divide in the Punjab Congress, while they should be getting back on a strategy to retain power in Punjab. Even if pacified, Sidhu is volatile, unpredictable. There are reports of him possibly jumping the ship, which he has refuted for now. So therefore, for the Congress party, it will be important to keep the political veteran and also the popular face as well. I'm heading into a short break. Remember, Captain may have the political expertise with him, but Sidhu is the crowd puller too. After a short break, I get